Yo, people, you see the black screen there yet again. We are starting, but I still have to do a little bit of prepping on my end, god Danish. So, with that said, I just want to say what's up. This is the pre-show. We have not started yet. Goddamn, we're just chilling. Want to talk to you guys, have a blast.
God Danish, we're on a holy breakfast.
Yeah, exactly.
I heard that too, but I didn't catch that.
Yeah, I just
that's like a fucking strudel.
We're really quick. Yo, did you get a haircut?
Yeah. The other day.
Nice.
I kind of do it every. I don't want to. Every 6 months or so, because right now again my hair will go right to my eyes, and I hate that shit. So I just cut it up really short.
Yeah.
He's celebrating short hair day with Ramadan and all the whole 9 yards.
Exactly. Fucking.
He's getting the mood for the holidays, right, Alan?
Sure.
Yeah, whatever you said, buddy.
Pretty much.
Don't say that's how you end up in sex trafficking, sir.
I like how you said some like ghetto ass shit, but the sir sounds very, very professional and whatnot.
You gotta keep it regal, man. That's how you get them in.
I'm actually going to give you guys a link now for the rabbit. People, if you guys do not know, I've said this in the Arena Hangout a couple of times now because every time, you know, the thing is, the reason why I'm even open to talk about how we have these issues on Google Hangouts is Hovig forgets every single show, Ganja. Like,
oh really? He forgets things.
Yeah, a little bit. Like when, and no offense to him or anything like that, but it's like we'll literally do this thing where I'm like, "Yo, man, we're moving on to the next topic." He's like, "No, dude, I gotta show you something. It's really fucking funny." "Oh, dude, look at that face you're showing." I'm like, "What face? I'm showing you, brother. You're laughing at yourself." He's like, "No, man, look at Renee Young's doing this fucking face, whatever, in wrestling show." And I'm just like, "Yo, like I told you before the show, dude, it's messed up. Look at the rabbit. Just look at the rabbit." It's so. Like,
look at the bunny. Look at the goddamn bunny.
And sometimes he'll be like, oh yeah. Sorry, I thought you were talking about like. I know he's thinking like, oh, I thought you meant like an actual rabbit or an actual bunny or something, you know.
Who the fuck thinks that?
Are you in the Matrix 1, buddy?
What?
Wait, who? Is that? Oh, I'm sorry.
You
Is that?
see what you did there?
It's not good.
Nobody here watched the first Matrix.
Wow. I watched it. That was a horrible fucking reference.
I flabbergasted like that in a while.
Yeah, that was. I've never seen a joke plane go so nosedived into the fucking ground.
Oh well, you
Shit.
clearly don't watch shows afterwards.
Woo!
And yeah, we're doing pre-shows now, BBM, when I'm getting the show ready and everything. Just because I think it's, you know, I don't want you guys waiting. I know lots of the time when we're doing stuff, when we're waiting for somebody to come into the call, sometimes it takes a bit for you guys. So I don't want to do it anymore. So now we're doing pre-shows, you know, every now and then to get things going. I know God's probably still doing his pre-show rituals right now.
Why can't we see Ganja? Because YouTube's an asshole.
Exactly. Asshole. Asshole. That's an asshole.
Lord, we are professional.
Good Lord. Instead of asshole, I meant also, Ganja, get your ass in the rabbit before we start, motherfucker.
I mean, you could be right, asshole ganja, get yourself in the rabbit.
You know, Ganja, yeah, saying asshole is still correct. The shark saying, look at the rabbits, George. Oh, yeah, look at the rabbits. Dejan didn't like when I said God Danish. Pre-show, where's Renee Young? I wish she was on here. Renee Young, man.
What?
Renee Young is this interview chick in wrestling. She's really
Okay.
she's cute, but she's funny. She knows her shit. It's pretty cool. Yeah, pre-show sounds like wrestling. Nah, man, we're not doing anything like that. Especially with these two, because they'll be like, oh, I don't like wrestling. It's fake. Did you guys know it's fake?
The Hulk was the best one. God damn it! I mean, The Rock.
The Hulk? Yeah, he's a great wrestler.
I mean, to be fair, like...
I mean, he
Hulk
shows up
Hogan.
as often in Avengers Infinity War as fucking Brock Lesnar does on actual wrestling TV. So it does make sense. Sorry, folks, about the watery water. Anyways, I'll be right back. You guys talk to the crowd for a second, and I shall return, like literally in a minute.
So, what you been up to?
Now, once again, the show is ours.
We love taking this shit over. One day I'm gonna have the controls. I'm gonna have it all, Alan. One day. But what you been doing this week, man?
Not much. Just been trying to figure out what game I want to sink my time into. That's basically just been about it. And obviously, you know, prepping the show and all that jazz. What about you?
That could have been the most boring answer I could ever receive from you. I swear to God.
The fuck did you want me to say? I literally did nothing. I've been in my room for 3 days straight.
Well, you know what I did, man? I went and got myself pampered like a motherfucker today. I went and got a full body massage. I don't give a fuck what you said. I had these rocks on me. I had this nice, beautiful Latina girl giving me massages. It was a beautiful day. I smelled like lavender when I walked out, and I had to take a shower because I smelled like somebody's Downy Fresh. But besides that, I pretty much just slept all day, so I didn't really do much either.
Oh, man.
So what they're talking about in the chat right now? Because
what's it called? What's his face? BBM is asking if any of us watch what was that fucking thing called One Piece?
Man, I watched One Piece when it had that whack ass American rap intro. After that, I didn't care any much about it. That was back in the days when I thought an anime was still a Hanna-Barbera product. I blame you, Johnny Quest. I blame you. But, One Piece was never one of those things kind of interests me because I hate the idea of, like, PG pirates. And then with the American version, they censored, like, all the guns, so it was all, like, bullshit story.
Oh, they did that shit with Yu-Gi-Oh! Did the same thing? Nice.
Yeah, they went into that and just recreate all the things. So I think it was, like, either water guns or water cannons. So there was no actual real guns. All right, what is the Shark 101 asked? Did I get a happy ending? No, but I was really hoping she offers. But
what the fuck did I walk into? Jesus Christ!
I could explain it, but nah.
No, hold on. Let me finish. It's a legit establishment, master. I suggest check it out. It's one of these places that are around the country. It's called Massage Envy. Give them my recommendation. I might get a discount next time, yo.
What's it called? Massage Interview?
Massage Envy.
Oh, Massage Envy. Envy. Okay. I'm actually really curious because there's one in Scottsdale apparently where I live. So let me see really quick. I'm sorry. I know people are probably like, "Oh, what the fuck are we doing right now?" Let me see over here.
Ganja's pre-show original clues. Grab Mighty Joe Bong Young.
So these are people that are gonna give you a happy ending?
Well, the gentleman over there was very firm, so pretty much yeah.
Wait, did anybody on here that you actually recognize?
No, this is just, the generic, like, hey, these guys are not actual workers, but we hire them to pretend they
They're models.
Okay, yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
We're model workers, model employees.
This could be you if you work here.
All right, folks. Well, like I said earlier, we were going to do this thing, all that good stuff. Let me just go ahead and take something off. Bow. There ain't no pre-show now, son. It's time to get this shit on the road. This show started. Now, you two, can you guys see my screen inside that rabbit, by the way?
I see the bunny.
Okay, you guys see the bunny. Boing, 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 boing. Oh, by the way, too, BBM saying, what about Attack on Titan? What about it, Alan?
Typing.
Oh, go ahead, though.
I was gonna say, yeah, I was actually straight typing. I watched and loved season 1, and Ganja sat through and watched the first half of season 2, and I've never seen a show drop so hard, so fast in its second season. Holy shit.
It was beautiful, Alan. It was beautiful. Like, I didn't know what time period we were on. I'm pretty sure we were in the past. Maybe in the future.
It was back and forth. It was back and forth between pre-shit we never saw and post-shit that made no sense.
Yeah, so I don't know. By the way, too, you've been saying he wants me to see it. I've seen season 2, the first 2 episodes. They were terrible. I fucking hated it. But maybe I'll start from the beginning and see how it goes.
That's generally how it works.
The first season you enjoyed because they put a lot of work into it. The second season I felt like because the manga was so far ahead and a lot of the other properties that were coming out at the time, they were just doing catch-up for people that wanted to watch the anime.
Okay. It took 5 years and it still felt rushed.
But let's go ahead and get this shit on the road. Cling! And y'all know what that means. It's going to be loud, folks. Let's do this shit on that 3, on that 2. And
play the music.
On that 1.
The funky music.
White boy. Oh, white boy. You funky white boy, Alan. Good Lord. Man. White. I don't know what the fuck I'm saying.
Wow.
Well, I don't plan to call anybody.
So that's you off script.
That's me off script, man. I'm always off script. I've never ever been on script.
Yeah, well, what's on script?
On script, just at least take it to the topics. That was him completely just freeballing it out there.
Man, dude, those balls were free as fuck.
Man, the one was just smacking him like a dog's tongue in the air.
Okay, shut up. Motherfucker.
Visual in my narrative, fuck you.
No, my goodness. No, people, but we are here. We are not queer, but it's okay because that's okay nowadays. That's actually, gayness is the new straight. I don't know if you knew that, Alan. So if you want to be cool, just take it up from behind. No, but really though, people, we are here chilling. I'm so fucking tired. I don't know what the fuck I'm saying. I'm always saying weird shit. I'm always saying dumb shit, but it is what I am. We got quite a big show today. I fucked up my sense again, man. Honestly, all these topics I found at the last minute too. There's a lot of things that Alan brought to the table as well, especially the Neil Blompkamp thing, things like that, and it's like, okay, those are cool, but now I'm like seeing certain things about like NERF trying to,
yeah, what the fuck is that?
Yeah, it's a lot of shit. So tonight's gonna be a fun night. Most likely we're not gonna argue about everything. So finally we'll get some fucking peace in one of our shows. Then again, we get to Flex and Chill. And Alan, we're gonna talk about the Actor Hours last week, buddy.
Deep Impact sucked. I stand by my statement.
Deep Impact was a great joy to watch, and I'm so glad democracy worked out for us.
20 minutes before we even talked about the fucking asteroid.
Hey, we got to see the asteroid in the first half, and some dude crashed their car into the river. Hey, if you weren't too busy just running your mouth, you could have seen the dialogue, sir.
Oh, that's actually no. He is true. That is true.
About it, a fucking '90s disaster movie.
Like, my favorite was Alan was so mad at this movie. Like, they would literally explain something in the movie, and he would just go, "What the fuck is going on right now?" I was like, "Damn, he's not even giving this movie a break."
Yeah, man, like that movie was like that fucking picking on me, man. So that shit was funny. But no, Alan, we're not gonna pick on you tonight though, because honestly, you'll be surprised at how much I agree with you on a lot of things. But we'll get into that later on, man.
I'm gonna pick up on fucking JP watches TV Universe with his punk fucking ass.
Oh damn, we're always fucking with JP.
You'll sit there and watch fucking Teen Titans Go, but Steven Universe, oh, that's too much shit for me.
Steven Universe is some bullshit, but Teen Titans Go, that's some basic entertainment that I could sit down and watch with my little brother and laugh our asses off.
You can also watch
because you both are high, bro.
Not yet. He's still like 8.
But the side stream smoke, I was getting side stream high since I was 5 years old, so. I'm just saying that's why I got the stupid sense of humor I have. But anyways,
what did you say?
Side stream high.
I don't know what that means either.
Is that not? Wait, that's not a thing.
Side stream high?
That's actually Ganja's
not one of those
name
situations. No, this isn't. No, fuck both of you right now, because it's not gonna be one of those situations like Herbivore where it's like I'm wrong, but then I was fucking right at the end. And not doing that shit again.
Alan, he just said it wrong too.
No, it's that's Ganja's superhero name, Side Stream High.
Okay, motherfucker. Do I have to do this? I'm doing this. No, hold on. Fuck you.
Hey,
no,
I'm not saying that's not a real thing. I'm just saying that's the first time I've ever heard of it, but I find it hilarious.
Yeah, I mean, I don't doubt crazy ass fucking slang, especially that you're from a different city. Like, what are you gonna go to Urban Dictionary? Like, you can't really
go to fucking Arizona Dictionary.
Okay, no, hold on. Side stream smoke. If you have side stream smoke near you, you can get side stream high. Correct?
No.
Well, then what the fuck? Wait, so
if
wait,
I just smoke beside you, you're not gonna get high. Now, if we're in the car together and I have the windows up, you will get baked.
Oh,
that's called a hot box.
Okay, well, okay, I guess that's what I meant to say. I meant to say hot box. Oh,
the more you know.
The more you know. The more.
I still love the phrase "side stream high."
Yeah,
I'm gonna use it though.
Yeah, no, fuck you, making fun of me, motherfucker. I went through this shit. That's mine now. Like I look stupid.
I just look like an idiot for 13 minutes. You can't do that to me.
Yeah, I'm being watched by 13 people. So many. I'm not gonna look stupid in front of this huge audience. Oversized.
I actually went to look at the number just to see if you were making a lie.
Oh no, I'm not. I'm not making a side stream lie.
Motherfucker, go. We're being watched by 100 people.
Yeah, it's like nah, motherfucker. And everybody knows that too. Everyone watching can see the numbers there. So.
Oh, YouTube, you snitch us out.
God damn it, YouTube! Why'd you do that? But moving on though, and I'm gonna get rid of this fucking shit over here. I got all this weed stuff on my fucking screen now. Hopefully, I don't get a bunch of like, hey, you wanna work with us?
Ooh, that shit just dank.
Did you start crack? What the fuck was that?
Or did you just blow bubbles in your fucking chocolate milk? Like, what the fuck
all
was
right.
it?
First of all, I did just do a little bit of a line of blow, but I was also smelling the weed coming off of Nick's mic.
Oh, man, that's not good at all. But here's the thing, though. You know what is good? Is to follow the rules, and one rule that should be added to that is to not imaginarily smoke fucking crack or weed on the show. But
imaginarily? Oh, yeah, for YouTubers. Yeah, imaginarily.
So do it properly.
Yeah, fuck you. Are you trying to challenge me with imaginarily too, ganja, motherfucker?
I say that was Alan.
No, Alan did not say that. That was not Alan. That was you. I like how he threw his ass under that bus.
You're acting surprised. Like this doesn't happen all the time.
Like I'm that fucking stupid. Like I'm talking to you, motherfucker.
Shit, that happened. That literally happened in the other day.
Yeah, I'm talking to you. How am I supposed to not fucking...
I was hoping you caught him saying imaginarily as a repeat.
Oh, thank you, Raheem. Metro Exodius. Oh, and then he declined the fucking message. God damn, Raheem.
Yeah, Exodius. You see? I got you saying it too, Nick.
God damn, it's not. It's Oh my god, I almost said Mexodus.
Come on.
Mexodus.
No, it's actually a Mexican game, and they're having an Exodus. But anyways, you ganja. I tried not to laugh on this one, baby.
It's called the wall. It's called the wall. Nick 64. But anyways, guys, we're number one. Newcomers join the call first. We're all about those new, fresh smelling faces. Those people popping on for the first time are hopping on for the once in a while. We know you people. We see you guys. Please come back. We miss you. So hit us up in the DMs, PMs, inboxes, whatever you got to mean to give us contact, and we'll get you onto the show. We're number two. Do not talk over each other.
It's not called Mexodex. Fuck shit. Metro Exodus.
Oh, it just completely fuck up your joke because this rules audio quality, letter, view, and pleasure. So do not talk over each other. Rule number three, please no nudity. This is a staple of internet, especially squeaky clean internet like we like to be. So keep your titties and your dicks to yourself. We can talk about it, but we can't show them. YouTube's kind of a dick like that. Oh, rule number 4, do not give anyone else a link. We have a planned show that includes certain topics, conversations, or just bullshit conversation. So you hand out the link, you're gone, and so is the dumbass that clicked it. Rule number 5, read the rules and don't be a dick. I just stole your line.
And read the rules. Read the motherfucking rules.
Ganja. Read the motherfucking rules.
I'm surprised you got through that most of it without flipping up, honestly.
The way he did that shit, he literally was just like, don't be a dick. Tell him, Allie. Don't interrupt each other.
The reason I fucked
Don't
up
steal other people's lines.
The reason I fucked up was because I was still trying to hold down the laugh from Mexican N64. So I was just reading along and just keep going, and I just kept reading.
Oh,
You laughed at your own joke that wasn't that funny.
That was
No.
hilarious. No, I'll give him that shit.
It was hilarious for Nick and me, but you shouldn't really laugh at your own joke that hard.
You really shouldn't. That's a comedian rule.
Yeah.
Which we break every day.
Exactly, because we're so funny. No, I'm just kidding. People were not funny, by the way. Like, everyone's gonna be like, motherfucker, I will unsubscribe right now. But anyways, moving on. We're talking about something that we all should be laughing at. Is basically Paul W.S. Anderson and Mila Djokovic. Did I say her name right? Djokovic?
Doesn't matter.
Okay,
You'll never say her name right.
Djokovic, I think.
Djokovic. But yeah, man. What you call it? I guess people calling him the Resident Evil team. Like this article over here I just pulled up. It's literally called the Resident Evil film team is making a Monster Hunter movie. It's not the full team. It's only 2 fucking people, and yeah, they're like, oh yeah, it's the Resident Evil team.
Well, I'm sure the WS got like a bunch of his buddies that help with the CG and the writing and all that jazz. So I'm sure it's most of the people that worked on the Resident Evil stuff because they basically took like a small ass budget and made it the most successful video game franchise movie ever.
Yeah, and here's the thing, man, about this whole situation, because obviously they're making it a Monster Hunter movie, and for me, I think this is something that isn't really just happening because of the home console success of the game. Apparently, they were in talks about making this since fucking September of 2016, which it's kind of funny how this happened 2 months right before Resident Evil Final Chapter went into movie theaters, because that was in December. So it was like, oh, I see what you guys are doing. You're just trying to be like, hey, before this movie even hits the box office, let's try to jump on another video game and fuck that up. Like, let's do whatever we can to jump onto the next ship. And they did, and I guess it's working.
Yep.
I would assume that because of Resident Evil, not really. I mean, I don't remember Resident Evil actually performing that well in the box office ever. Except
they have.
They have?
Yeah, all of them have. They're obviously not billion-dollar Avenger hits, but every one of them I think is like comes under 50 million per movie, and they make like 300 or 400 per run. So it's like they're all relatively successful in they're small hits. They're very small hits.
Yeah, man. So, I don't know. I mean, did you like the Resident Evil movies at all, Mr. Contra Guru?
I liked the first and second one, but after that, they kind of got really trashed. I like the idea of Extinction with the whole caravan of different cars that are meant to do something differently and to help the survivors survive separately. Like some are just living spaces, some are like the tech stuff to keep them coordinated where they were going in the world. And I like that idea of just a large caravan of just big armored trucks going around just surviving the apocalypse. But other than that, it was completely fucking goofy, and it kind of just killed the storyline in a sense because now they were just dealing with this completely apocalyptic world. All they could do was do this bullshit Animus project in later films. But first and the second one, I think, are the strongest of the films.
Yeah, no, I agree with that too. I mean, for me, people talk a lot of shit about Resident Evil Apocalypse, and I honestly love that fucking movie. I really do. I love it a lot.
Which one is Apocalypse?
The second one.
Second one.
Okay. Which has worse acting, but yeah, go ahead.
I was gonna say, if you don't like Resident Evil Apocalypse, then you're not a Resident Evil fan, because
Exactly.
that was completely fan service. The movie for you.
No, it really, really was. I love that movie just because of the funness. I know it's a bad fucking movie, but it is what it is. And I do think that when these two, Mila Djokovic and Paul W.S. Anderson, when they jumped on to Monster Hunter, I think it's because they didn't have any other things to do. They stuck on Resident Evil. Now they don't have shit. And, yeah, man, I guess when it comes to this, I do feel like... Because here's the thing, Mila Djokovic, she does the same thing in every fucking movie. She's been doing the same shit since fucking Ultraviolet and fucking... what's that, Fifth Element with Bruce Willis? And
yeah, she was in Fifth Element.
Yeah, and she's always done shit that I was just like, okay, I don't hate her, but she's not really the best thing, especially when she's playing the character Alice, who says the same fucking line in every single movie, and then she took that and took it to other movies that are not in Resident Evil lore and whatnot. And I do say like that's an issue, not a big issue, but then you get something where this guy, Paul W.S. Anderson, where he's done shit that I actually like. I mean, obviously I don't like Alien vs. Predator and whatnot too, but people actually like that. I know you, Alan, prefer Alien vs. Predator, the first one. versus
I was about to
Requiem.
kill you if you said you liked fucking the second one.
No,
Man,
no,
who
he didn't do
besides Nick, who likes the second one?
I like the second one for action pieces, but that movie is fucking garbage.
Well, no, it's garbage, but then you watch Alien vs. Predator, the first one that was made well. I mean, I'm not saying it's a bad movie, but it did nothing that I want to see Alien Predator actually do. Like, when they fought, I was like, oh, man, this is Batman Begins level of fucking camera work. Like, this is terrible filmography or cinematography.
Besides the fighting scenes, because I actually did like it, because I was also a little kid at the time and it was like seniors. Like, if I was probably at the same age and saw Batman vs Superman, I'd probably give it better than sex. I didn't have no sex at the time. Like, I have no barometer for good movies at the time. But so I just remember being somebody that was experienced for the first time and really liked that fight sequence. But if I probably watch again, you would probably look like two dudes and two just throwing at each other. But it at least captures some of the lore of the Alien vs Predator and kind of made it like plausible why they are like just meeting up. Whereas the second one is one, a half-assed sequel, and two, they completely just go off the fucking rails to the point that they're just doing like note-to-note sex sequences from all the Aliens and Predator movies. Just because they have better technology now, it just looks cleaner.
Yeah, it's just a shitty '90s horror movie, but with Alien and Predator being the bad guys.
It literally steals its plot from what's that movie where the alien comes from high school and it has the guy from Frodo. What is it?
The Faculty.
Faculty. Fuck yes, I always forget the title. Yeah, Faculty.
Yeah, that shit is amazing, by the way. I love that fucking movie. Although that main boss, or the hot chick who's fucking, she turns into a fucking super duper monster. I'm like, what the fuck?
I don't know what the fuck y'all are talking about.
Oh man, we gotta watch it in a viewing party, brother.
Do you want to explain it to it, or do we? Because this movie's kind of fucking crazy.
I mean, I honestly I wouldn't, because this would make the show last long. And honestly, the less we tell Alan, the better it's gonna be when we force this motherfucker to watch it, because he's watching it. It's
You
happening.
gotta have him watch that and the other movie where the giant monster at the end is a certain orifice.
No.
You know what movie I'm talking about.
Yeah.
I just never remember the titles because these are all really generic alien movies.
They're
very,
very bad.
But the only benefit is that whenever we say we're gonna watch this, we'll forget about it, so I never have to watch it.
Bitch, we watch fucking Rent.
We watched Rent because fucking Aaron wouldn't shut the fuck up about it for a month.
Oh yeah, and now he wants to watch something.
Aaron, fuck you. I see you on Facebook all the time telling people to watch Rent now. Is that the thing you do to fuck with people?
Oh, any kind of musical, because he wants us to watch another musical.
Paint Your Wagon or some bullshit?
Yes, Paint Your Wagon. Man,
fuck that.
Fuck your wagon.
Roger, I'm letting you know for like at least 2 months. Whenever I see your name, hey, y'all watch this, I'll be like, no.
Yeah, exactly.
After fucking Rent.
Oh man, but like that's the thing though. To go back on topic with the whole Paul W.S. Anderson thing. He's done Mortal Kombat, the very first one. He did Death Race. Yeah, this is all him. And it's funny too because the people that he works with, like other cast members, apparently he's a really good director and really fun dude to work with. Because Robin Shu, who plays Liu Kang from Mortal Kombat, he went on to Death Race, another movie that this guy made. Same thing with Shane Tsung. I forgot the guy's name for Shane Tsung.
Fucked up.
Yeah, Mila Djokovic, Michelle Rodriguez from Fast and the Furious and everything. It's like they always kind of stick with him, and they never really leave his side because he's a fun guy to work with. He's a good director, etc. And he probably pays everybody fairly. So I really, really like that about this dude. But, on top of that, though, Resident Evil being one of my favorite franchises of all time, and he fucking ruined it with the movies. After part 2, I think this shit was absolutely terrible until, like, the very last one. And me and you, Alan, were the only people around our community, Double Toast community, Midnight Chat Tech community, that actually like it. I love that movie, honestly.
I feel like I watched it.
No, it's one of those things where what I love about the movie is the movie's really short. It's like an hour and a half, and it never takes a break. It goes from action set piece to action set piece. It never feels the need to be like, well, now we have to have a story. It's like, no. As soon as you get to a place where you think they're going to have a story, they just grab a bunch of people and then go to another action set piece.
Yeah.
It's just nothing but action. Like, it's not, none of the action is good, but it's never slow. It's not boring. It's loud.
And I mean, and that's one of those things that's suggestive. I fucked the shit. Why I put an H after the S? Suggestive. There we go. I can talk right. Maybe one day. This, I think that it is your opinion of you thinking that this movie was, not having the best action scenes. This had great action scenes, in my opinion. There were so many big scale fucking events that were happening. And I'm like, dude, this is better than anything I've seen in any kind of Walking Dead or zombie show. It's better than fucking half of the Avengers movies I've seen where they have a bunch of random characters come out and they had to have like a superhero fight off hundreds of thousands of fucking things. These don't look like the same character, just copy and paste it throughout a CGI fucking machine. It was great. I love Resident Evil, but then again, the acting is bad too, and blah blah blah. The whole situation.
It's one of those things where, personally, with action scenes, big spectacle explosions are just boring to me. I like hand to hand up close, and all of those were so shaky you couldn't even tell what was going on. But again, it wasn't boring. It was always loud. There was something always happening on the screen. And to bring it back to the whole Monster Hunter thing, at this point, I don't think anyone that's a fan of Monster Hunter should walk into this movie expecting anything, because I'm not expecting anything. I'm gonna watch it just for fuck's sake, just to see what it's gonna be about, and just to see if they're actually gonna be able to make it work.
Yeah, because honestly, in my opinion, man, I do think that this is something that I thought would serve better as a TV show, or even as something animated, so you can really go full force with a big scale, the monsters, and the intense fights and shit.
Exactly.
I can't see this actually being something good, something that's paced correctly within an hour and a half to 3 hours. I mean, that's a lot of stuff they have to build up to. You can't just have big fucking super monsters come out and then you fight them like a Pink Rathian. I don't know if you got to that character yet in the game, but he's
no, but it's one of those things where the benefit, I'll give it this to them. The benefit of Monster Hunter is there's no story. It's just kill a bunch of monsters for monster's sake, so they can basically do whatever the fuck they want.
Yeah, and I would assume that Mila Djokovic is going to be playing this character over here, the handler, which I would be so against. I mean, I don't even think they should use the handler.
I wouldn't. I hate that handler so much. She's a typical anime chick where she's high pitched and it was like, "I'm going to help you. I'm going to help you." Type shit. I'm like, yeah, give us somebody that can't fucking act, so I don't have to sit here and listen to some fucking like prepubescent 40-year-old woman fucking speaking to me.
Yeah, damn, the anger in your voice.
I hate her so much.
I honestly don't. And
yeah, you think she owed him fucking money? Holy crap!
I know, it's like that prepubescent fucking cunt fucking whore. I was like,
well, you added like 5 extra words, but like, yeah, the thing about Mila Jovovich, she barely speaks in those movies, so it's like, yeah, just have her saying, yeah, go do this, go do that. I'm like, okay, cool. I could actually not want to fucking pull my ears out having to listen to her.
Yeah, no, I mean, I agree with you, honestly. I'm not that's something I'm not gonna fight you on at all, because of the fact that, yeah, like, I don't like the character in the video game. I don't hate her as much as you fucking do. But to see, Mila Djokovic play this character, I'm like, yeah, this is not really gonna work out, especially because Mila Djokovic can't even fucking emote for more than half the time. But Gandra, I know you don't play Monster Hunter. I know you don't like Resident Evil as much as at least as much as I do. But do you have any thoughts on this before we close out?
Not really, man. I'm just not interested in Monster Hunter as a series, so the fact that this guy's kind of going on to it is probably not catching my interest at all.
Yeah. Okay, it makes sense.
It's one of those things, like, if you're not really hardcore into it and the director has a history of background of disappointing you, it's kind of like Alan, what is it that he's always got a hard on against right now? Oh, the Alien director.
Oh, okay. Ridley Scott.
Oh, Ridley Scott, yeah. Like, it's kind of like a Ridley Scott scenario. It's kind of like, all right, well, we'll see. It might be good. Fuck it.
Yeah, so moving on over here, This is not the right thing. Holy shit, my bad. Good lord, if I can click the right shit.
Oh, man, I love Snowpiercer.
I love the Nerdist.com.
Oh, me too. No, and I'm actually going to leave that there. Well, I'll put it back in a bit. What I was trying to get to is, people, I'm tired. Good lord. But, moving on, Chris Evans. For one, I hate this fucking guy. I hate Captain fucking America. I fucking hate all this shit. I know you're cool with him, and yes, I know you like Snowpiercer. I like Sunshine. That's the movie he's in, and I think that they both.
Oh, okay. I thought you were making a joke. I was like, what?
No, he's in Snowpiercer. So yeah, but I mean, aside from that, I don't know what the fuck. I think that picture actually was from Snowpiercer, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, yeah. So, anyways, before I fuck up any more than I already have, this dude, Chris Evans. Now, I don't know if you guys care enough, like, looking at ScreenRant.com and Variety.com, but you guys, there's been a lot of fucking news coming out of Cannes Film Festival and the Cannes Film Market lately. A trailer came out. Spike Lee has a new movie called Black Klansman.
Black Klansman. Yeah, I saw the show for that.
I'm pretty interested, by the way.
Oh, what would you say?
I'm actually pretty interested, by the film.
It's nice to see what Kylo Ren does on his time off.
Well, like, that's the thing. I think it's kind of interesting too, in a sense. But it's like, at this point, I think this is happening so often with these movies. Are like, they have a concept that's so fucking crazy. I mean, Get Out. It's another one where it's like, oh shit, what kind of a dumb movie is this? And this racially infested thing, is this gonna be good? Is it gonna be fucking ridiculous? And then your hopes are so down that it's like, okay, it has to be good now. You know what I mean? Like, there's no way it can be as bad as what we think it's going to be. And Black Klansman is another situation where I'm like, yeah, I think this is fucking silly. I mean, it's even done like a comedy. Adam Driver's over there. You see Kylo Ren.
It feels like a comedy.
Yeah, and it might not be. I mean, at this point, we're at a situation where we can't look at trailers and guess the genre anymore, because we all thought Get Out was going to be comedy, and that was serious as fuck, apparently. Hey,
it was hilarious watching that dude run out of nowhere and that guy just give him a what the fuck, like, face. Like, yeah, no context. That shit was a comedy.
Yeah, I guess, yeah. And that's true. But moving on from this, with this whole thing with the Black Klansman. Hereditary is another movie that had trailers and whatnot too. And then they got an announcement of this movie called Greenland by Neil Blomkamp. And Alan's the one that actually showed me this story. Boo! Okay, why boo?
I fucking hate this guy.
He did District 9.
Yeah, that's the only good movie he's ever done.
I agree with you in a sense. People do like Elysium. People do like Chappie. What's that? Is that called Chappie?
Yeah, it's called Chappie. Chappie I didn't see because I heard it was terrible. Like the rest of it, and there's so much controversy, so I stayed away from that. But Elysium, I was super excited because I love Matt Damon, and then it's just like, okay, you have Matt Damon, and then you have Neil Blomkamp, who just made District 9. I'm like, oh, this looks just like District 9. Maybe this is the sequel that he was always talking about. And then you watch the movie, you're like, man, what kind of fourth grader that read a philosophy book fucking made this movie?
Yo, man, what it is the poor and the working class are on the earth because only the rich and the fucking elites, man, can only own the buildings on the top. And we got to go overthrow them, man. We're going to do a futuristic weapons, man, so deep. You can give me $1 million to make it?
And I would have said yes. I mean, like,
yeah, and then you get Elysium.
Yeah, I mean, but like I said, dude, I like, some of the stuff he does. I don't like the actual movies, but I like the ideas he does. And granted, I mean, this is one of those situations where it comes down to like, okay, whose idea was what? I mean, he was just a director. It doesn't mean that this entire thing was his idea. It could be, a writer who worked on these things. And I didn't do enough research to know who actually came up with the concepts of the movies he's made. But I do know that he's attached to a lot of good ideas. But then you get something like this where it's like, okay, good ideas, blah, blah, blah. But you had this fucking guy involved, the most generic fucking superhero in all of Marvel, Captain America. And at this point, man, like, I don't know. Like, the movie's apparently going to be a disaster movie where basically Chris Evans is going to do a Leonardo DiCaprio where he fights through the awful dangers of nature and he saves people and oh man, I hope he lives at the end. One of those filler fucking movies that no one gives a shit about. And people were happy about this. I mean, when the announcement came up, people were clapping, cheering, just like with Black Klansman. People giving standing ovation to that. And it drives me up the fucking wall because I know how generic this movie is going to be, and yet a movie like fucking what was the thing that you guys made fun of me for? With Gerard Butler.
Lord, that's a huge list.
Geostorm,
of movies, man.
Geostorm. That's what it was.
Did that movie come out?
Yes, it came out.
It did come out. Did it fail? That's the question.
Oh, hell
did
yeah.
Okay. No, it did not. You see, now you're letting your fucking emotions get in the way of thinking right.
Did it get into like the number 1 through 5 spots?
Oh yeah, the top 5 box office 2 weeks.
Ooh, sorry, Nick. I'm looking at the box office and the budget.
It's not important. It's not important. No.
For a movie that cost $120 million and it only making $220, it's like that. That's Battleship numbers. Like it
made this movie a success. Come on, y'all.
Dude, this better than most. Like when it comes to the movies, that a lot of like their budget, the budget is that's how much they spend on the movie, but then they have advertisements. So in order for a movie of $100 million to be successful, it needs to make like 2 or 3 times that. This barely made double, so it's like, and this has been like a year afterwards, so it's like, I don't think that movie did well.
I don't even know, man. I like how. Right here, Nick is a fucking prawn man. He's a prawn man. I love that shit.
Anyway, whatever the fuck's going on there, but just to bring it back, like the thing is, I like Chris Evans a lot because I think he's able to kind of bring that whole like he is the person, the head of whenever he's in the movies, he's you can see clearly the big macho man. But I like to see his kind of down to earth, his kind of everyman stuff. And when I watched Snowpiercer, I love the fuck out of that movie. The movie basically is a BioShock movie. It is BioShock on a train. And when you watch it, you're like, he's really playing a down-to-earth kind of person. And I love that fucking movie. I recommend that movie to anyone that's just a huge fan of, huge fan of action movies, huge fan of kind of those movies that make you think a little bit. Huge fan of kind of bottle films because it's all on this train. And it's just like, it goes through and there's different levels. And Ganja, I want Ganja to see this movie because this is basically like everything Ganja like loves and hates about, society and all that shit on a train.
Yo, man. So you would love this movie too if you like the trains, bro.
It's literally the point of the train where they just have a bunch of poor people and then they have the rich bourgeoisie people, man. And it's just a fight from one end of the train to the other. It is great.
Every time I see you use that word, I get a little happy inside.
Yeah. But as far as this, like, I think every single Neil Blomkamp movie seems to have done worse than the last. And at this point, I don't give a shit. Like, I'll see the trailer because I like Chris Evans, but I'm not gonna see this fucking movie, at all.
Yeah, and I feel the same way, and I know that people are going to be talking about this big time. I mean, I don't even know.
Is the plot out yet, or is it just like they're hinting at they're going to be working together on a future project?
Well, no, the plot basically is what they're saying is that I guess the characters in the movie are going to be struggling in varying degrees of disastrous situations and settings, which I honestly, you know, it's one of those like descriptions that can fit any movie like ever. You know what I mean? Like
every disaster movie. Like what was that one movie with it was in Tom Holland's first role, and it was this whole thing about it was like a tidal wave went through or some shit.
Oh man, I don't.
Is that the one where they're on the beach and it's based on a true story and they switch it up between the real footage and the CGI stuff?
Yeah, that's the movie. And to me, that describes that same thing of a family going through a natural disaster. To me, this is just like I mean, good thing Deep Impact's on here because you could describe Deep Impact as the same thing.
Or was it the one where the family got stuck after a natural disaster in a country that was falling apart and they had to avoid the people that were trying to?
No, that was with Owen Wilson.
Because those movies came out the exact same time.
No Escape. That was that movie. No Escape.
Yeah,
I love that movie.
You either had to avoid the crazy locals or the water.
So family had to fight off a national disaster. 2012. Anything that God, who's that fucking guy that made 2012 and Day After Tomorrow?
Roland Emmerich.
Roland Emmerich. Yeah, that's every Roland Emmerich movie. That description.
No, I know, and that's the thing that kind of bothers me because it's like, okay, you know, on top of the fact that you have default born, what?
Cedric said it was Spider-Man versus Hydro.
Yeah.
Only me and God are gonna get that joke because we watched the animated Spider-Man show.
No, I actually watched this and I watched Mojo video, so I know what you guys talking about too, and that shit was fucking stupid. But moving on though, yeah, man, I just like I said, you got default Chris, not default, but generic Chris Evans and a generic fucking Neil Blomkamp movie, and I'm like, you know what, man. This is definitely going to be a problem for me and my fucking patience, but people were happy to hear it, so we'll see what happens, man. I mean, I don't know.
Bullshit, you're going to defend this like Geostorm. Don't fucking lie to me.
Alan, because I like disaster movies, honestly, but go ahead, Gunter.
Chris Evans and Steampunk the movie. Oh, Frostpunk the movie.
Pretty much.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, man, and one thing I want to bring up too, now I was going to look him up, but I won't. It's just Chris Evans is working on 4 movies right now. It's this one, it's obviously Avengers, and there's 2 more. One of them being in post-production, and then the other 2 being on pre-production.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking, is this kind of a clue that maybe he's not going to live throughout Avengers Part 2?
Not even that. Because he's been doing smaller roles. It's just one of those things where I've been noticing the pigeonhole when it comes to superhero movies of unless you're in a superhero thing, like once you get big in a superhero movie, you can't do any other kind of movie. It's like, yeah, you'll make a lot of money, but your career's over after it. Like, look at the Christian Bale. He's had a tough time doing anything after The Dark Knight because no one wants to see Christian Bale unless he's in a Batman suit. Like, I don't think, Hugh Jackman's ever going to want to act again, but no one's going to see him as anything but Wolverine. So I think it's more of just like, because the last, like, Snowpiercer is a smaller movie. It's a high concept, but it's a small budget movie. Sunshine, I think that one with that little girl. He's not the star of that, and it's a smaller movie. I think he's just trying to make sure he keeps working.
Okay, which is, I can't talk shit about that. You know what I mean?
Motherfucker wants a job.
Exactly. I want to fucking act on anything. If I became an actor, I would literally just sign up for any fucking movie. I don't give a fuck if it's good or bad. Yeah, you know what I mean? It's just one of those things. But moving on to their next thing, NERF to combine somehow with Overwatch. Did you read the story when I put it up, man?
No,
fuck
the only
you
thing I
both
went
for doing that.
I went through a non-flashback of all of the NERF toys. Like, have you seen the NERF toys that they fucking have nowadays?
Oh,
they have Gatling guns, nuclear bombs, grenades. I'm pretty sure they have a knife. They have a fucking bolt-action rifle for NERF.
Yeah, that's fucking awesome.
I know. It's fucking. I wish I was a kid.
Yeah, I'll buy that shit for me as an adult and just shoot people I know in my house.
I live in a state with loose gun laws. I'll go shoot these things.
Here's the NERF replica of the gun that killed JFK.
Oh, that's fucked up. And we'll get into that, man, because here's the thing.
It was guns in the grassy knows.
But as you guys can see, NERF is going to be bringing Overwatch to life with foam ball guns. And I think this is something that could definitely be turned into something a lot bigger because, I mean, like I said, this could be huge if the marketing is right as well as the direction. Because the whole thing with Overwatch is, it's super popular right now. And for the past 4 years, NERF has been, like you said, coming out with all these crazy-ass promotions and whatnot. In 2013, and I don't know if you heard of this, the NERF Zombie Strike NERF guns or whatever the fuck. Have you seen those?
No, I haven't. I've only kind of just seen it as I randomly walk through Walmart.
Oh, yeah, okay, because you guys see this shit really quick. I'm going to pull it up.
Alan, I hate to interrupt, but this is something I do as well. Like, because you just said randomly walk through Walmart. Do you go to the toy section just remember the good old days?
No, I go to it specifically for the Nerf to see what else I've missed in the last couple of months.
God
and it
damn.
never disappoints.
I go there for action figures. I remember when Resident Evil 2 had these like they had their like I don't know if they were collectibles or they were just a certain brand of action figures.
Right.
But man, they were based off of the games. And, dude, I still look for them. If I ever see those again, I'm gonna buy them.
Yeah, man. But I'm gonna show you a couple things really quick because these fucking Nerf
Red Robot
items...
King, wrong website.
Oh, what happened?
He said, "Where's my Overwatch porn?"
Oh, yeah, no.
I'm like everywhere. It's really hard to miss.
The fact that you're here and missed it, you fucked up.
Exactly, but here's the thing that's not about the Nerf Zombie Strike. This fucking thing is awesome, man. Apparently, it came with a rule playbook on how to play the game, and yeah, man. I mean, granted, it's fucked up that you're teaching kids like, hey, here's a rule book to how to shoot each other in the fucking face, but I mean, it literally had like a game of like, hey, it's called People vs Zombies. Great fucking name, by the way. It's so basic, but basically the rule is like, you know, you have one gun, or everyone has a gun, I guess, and you have to shoot so many Nerfs at the zombie with. Like, it's really, really cool, and I thought that was badass. It's like Nerf tag in a way. But on top of that too, they had this fucking thing.
Someone gets shot in the head.
Yeah, exactly. It's great. It's, ow, mommy, zombie.
Well, come on, it's Nerf. Like, it's really hard to fucking hurt somebody with a Nerf gun.
Exactly, and then this fucking thing that's going to show right now too. This is called Nerf Vortex, and I actually bought my nephew this. This came out in 2013 as well. No, 2011, and this had the glow in the dark Nerfs, where you know you turn the lights off and you shoot them, and it's like laser tag in your own fucking house. I mean, these were badass, dude. I know, kind of just like, wait, damn, you're having fun with it.
No. I'm thinking like, man, we could probably buy a few of these, get high, really high, and like in a park somewhere in Austin at night, just shoot each other.
Or
Airbnb. But then I realized like half of DT's audience and our audience is like African Americans, and that would not end well in Texas.
Probably not.
I know, you see a black dude come out and he has like Nerfs all over his face and glow in the dark. It's like, what the fuck?
It'll be pitch black. Somehow they shoot the only dark skinned Latino.
Exactly.
No, me and my brother had just the regular pistol one, and we would actively just have shootouts. It was so much fucking fun.
Yeah, man.
You know, I know I mentioned it passingly, jokingly, but like I like that Nerf is doing this again, where they're trying to promote like, you know, just fucking around shooting each other. Because for a little while after the school shootings, a lot of kids getting shot by the police and stuff. I don't know if you noticed, but they stopped selling a lot of these toy guns, or they made them like very cheap looking. Kind of like what you see with these. They're very like orange, like very like they're not nowhere near like what we had, like almost the replicas. Because me and my friends, we used to run around our neighborhood and we used to play old school zombies, where you had to pretend someone got shot. And it was these realistic looking guns. They had a hunting rifle, they had a shotgun, they had pistols, and they were made to look exactly similar to the real guns they had on the market. And we used to run around my neighborhood just pretending to shoot each other all the time. And I can only imagine if we grew up now how quick one of us would have got shot in the ass.
No, I love that shit, man. But like I said, I mean, before talking about these Nerf things, I mean, even in 2017, they're still trying new shit. I mean, this is called the, I think it's called the Nerf Nitro. And they're, I mean, this is a little crazy.
Real?
These are real. Basically, what it is it's Nerf race cars, which you get to have them race and everything. But you put them in that gun, you can shoot a race car at somebody's fucking face.
So Hot Wheels. So it's just Hot Wheels.
Hot Wheels, you can turn them into artillery.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, man, fuck bullets. I'm gonna shoot a fucking vehicle.
Just describe the plot of the next Fast and the Furious movie.
And Lego's gonna come out with a fucking Lego gun that shoots Legos pieces on the floor and shit.
No, dude, that's evil.
But man, like I'm telling you, man, like I love this shit because back in the day when I was a kid, I mean, you talking about Hot Wheels? Yeah, I used to play with Hot Wheels all the fucking time. And my little race car things, you used to put those fucking tracks that you had to construct yourself.
Oh, those shitty tracks that would always warp.
Yeah, and it would never fucking work. Like those things were a pain in the fucking ass. I Ganja as a kid playing
right now.
No, Ganja as a little kid playing with his toy cars would still look like he's high.
Hey man, I still play with those things. If I'm hanging out with my nephews and shit and just see that shit already pre-made, I'm like, all right, give me one of your Which one? Yeah, give me the Lamborghini. I'm gonna use that one.
No, dude, have you ever played with your niece and nephews playing cards or toys or anything, and then you just kind of get so lost in playing it that they kind of like disappeared, and you don't remember when, and you're just playing by yourself?
Yeah.
My cousin, we were playing with his army man and stuff, and he had all the police units and stuff. And I was like, all right, man, we're gonna play this thing called zombie and stuff. And basically, I had him set up the Resident Evil 2 scene, like I used to do when I was a kid. But like it slowly turned into me just placing the characters right and him watching TV until it's ready.
Yeah, exactly. But man, it's fun. Like dude, people are doing all this shit where it's like, hey man, it's cool to be this certain way. It's cool to be weird. Don't make people feel weird. Well, some better start defending us grown ass men playing with little toys. Because I
keep trying, but you two cynical motherfuckers never let me. Where I'm like, you can still do this kind of stuff. There's nothing stopping you but ganja's fucking judgment.
Alan,
answer.
Alan, thank you for calling on me. I appreciate giving my time and appreciating the stack of rules. But you're fucking wrong. You're a fucking nerd. The reason I came up with these stories is because I'm bonding with a little sibling and building on a moment that I used to have as a kid myself. So I'm not technically still trying to relive my childhood.
Oh, Lord. Yes, so you fucking are, but you just found an okay space for it.
That's what you gotta do. But if you do it by yourself,
no one believes you right now.
I'm sorry, but like Ganja just unsold me on the idea of playing with my toys because of the fact that he's like, no, actually, it's cool because my nephew. I'm like, okay, that's what I sound like. Oh, hey guys,
Nick,
my nephew.
That's what I sound like.
Nick, if you want to play with some fucking Hot Wheels, there's nothing stopping you but yourself. You still have a job, you still work, you still provide. You could do whatever the hell you want with your free time and money.
Yeah, but it'll be much harder if people know you're a NASCAR kid still.
Well, then fuck them. They're not paying your bills. You are.
You know what? I'm gonna play with my toys today. Like,
do that right goddamn now. Well, after the show, but do it.
Well, at this point, you're playing. Come back here, you grown ass fucking child. We got a job to do here.
Oh, goddamn. All right.
With memories of childhood.
There's a time and a place for that shit. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise.
Yeah, alone by yourself, like masturbation. Shameful.
Oh, Jesus Christ. I love how the guy that had like 4 stories about this is now judging people that want to do it. Fuck you guys.
You damn right. Don't be a fucking nerd. Do it with your siblings because you're trying to relive a moment.
Do it with your siblings. Oh wow. First the rape was portrayed nicely, and now do it with your siblings.
Hey man, I've been hanging out with Ali so long.
What?
Incest, running joke, all her shows. Come on now, keep up.
God. No, I'm sorry.
There's a lore here. We have the lore book.
I just barely subscribed to the channel, Ganja. I don't fucking know. But moving on though, man, and not even really moving on because I do have to bring up one next thing as well. Is they're doing this with Overwatch, which is cool as shit.
Yes.
But I don't even fucking like Overwatch. So I was gonna ask you guys what movie or video game that you wish that they would actually base this off of. And Alan, I'm sorry, but don't say John Wick. Okay.
No, I was gonna say Assassin's
that actually
Creed.
already exists.
Wait, what?
Yeah,
John Wick
Nerf. You're gonna love this.
Seriously?
Yeah, just watch
Yo,
this
that's sick.
shit. Send him the full video after the show, but I've seen this shit.
Yo,
it's
that's
fucking
actually
awesome.
Yeah.
That's actually kind of sick. I want to watch that shit
That's
later.
fucking badass, dude. Like, I want to watch this. I want to watch the whole entire thing.
Because it's like, oh, they have a good choreographed fight with Nerf, so it's good choreographing and it's also hilarious.
Yeah, it's awesome. But go ahead. Or who wanted to go first, actually?
Well, God's gonna say Star Wars, so I'm just gonna go with Assassin's Creed.
Get off my lawn!
No, why you say Star Wars if that was what you're gonna say, Ganja?
No, that's not what I'm gonna say. I'm gonna wait for him to answer because he's being a little bitch about it.
Oh,
no, you go ahead.
Okay,
No, after you, sir.
Alan's first, and that's two of us versus one. You answer first.
Okay, I was gonna say Assassin's Creed.
Okay, Assassin's Creed, and why is that? Because it's sword based. So like.
Exactly. It's Nerf swords. You have throwing
What's
Nerfs.
like 2 big nerfy dildos slapping each other? Like,
They have foam swords. Foam swords are a thing.
He's trying to swap swords.
No, I know, like, dude, you know you can get these at fucking Walgreens, right? Like, those big ass water noodles, and you put them in a pool.
I mean, damn foam swords are a real thing. Like, why is this a discussion?
How do we start this? Just tips.
Alan's playing with all little kids, with trying to clean swords.
Yeah, Gotcha laughing his ass off at his own joke.
Alan stretches 0 to 12 very far.
Made no sense. Just say your goddamn whatever movie you're gonna pick.
Oh, for me, man, I'm kind of mad because they kind of did it already with Universal with the whole Marvel idea. Because I always thought that Marvel, as a property, especially now as it's getting more and more popular and it's mainstream, everyone around knows it. I always thought they should have their own theme park or even their own kind of like, I guess you would, not even a theme park, but maybe like fairgrounds dedicated to Marvel stuff, because I think Disney can have the fucking money to do it. And I think it's such a popular entity on its own that it doesn't need to piggyback off of already staple products. That you can actually create a Marvel land on its own and people will go do it. I suggest Universal, not Universal, but fucking Florida, because fucking California is too small for this kind of product.
But you're saying like Nerf Avengers or Nerf Marvel, whatever.
Well, no, something like that, like kind of a big ass event where you have these different characters and you try to participate. Because I know they have it at they have these things deal with Madame Tussauds where they do a Marvel movie. And it's kind of like 4D. I mean, Alan did it. It's fucking bullshit. But you can still do outsourced products like that. And I think they should easily do something like that at one of these theme parks.
Yeah, I mean, I think that would be smart as shit, too. And, you know, like I said, dude, it's one of the situations where, because, I mean, obviously, if I were to pick mine, I would be the Zombie Strike thing, which already fucking exists because Nerf already has it. But, I mean, honestly, dude, it's just amazing how this stuff is actually getting cool again. I love that, you know, Nerf is actually doing something, and I wish more toys would do stuff, because people always go nostalgic with, like, oh, these toys are the shit, and you guys don't even know. I mean, one thing that I wish that, and this is not a Nerf situation, but I do wish that we would bring back, like, the racing stuff or car stuff. I mean, Hot Wheels are not cool anymore. It used to be cool back in the day. I don't know if you guys remember this shit, but this rug, this toy rug.
Man, that rug was a shit.
Yeah, dude, like, I don't know.
Did everyone have this?
I think everybody did.
Man, you grew up on that shit, man. That's like your home neighborhood.
Man, never forget the streets you came from.
Exactly,
man. I came from the top left.
I used to love train sets when I was a kid, man. Like, the ones that were like the wood trains, and you could get the tracks going, and you could make the, like, 3 or 4 stories. I used to love that shit when I was a kid.
Wow.
Yeah,
you actually played with Thomas the Tank Engine?
Why are you judging right now? Like, who are you right now?
I don't know. Even like a 5-year-old me is judging you for that still.
Oh man, no, but like I said, man, it's just I wish we'd go back to that shit. I love fucking toys. I really do. I never get to talk about toys, and it's
Alan's giving me the biggest stink eye right now.
I know Alan's like, man, you motherfucking riding my dick all fucking night.
This guy like fucking gets to go on like 30 minutes of a story about him as a kid. Well, when I bring that shit up, he looks at me like, you motherfucker. Like, come on.
You want to be the bitch right now? You gotcha.
I kind of am.
I love it though. It's alright.
This is how I feel with certain toy products. Like, I'm not trying to insult you, Alan. It's just I've always felt that way with Thomas the Tank Engine. Even as a little kid, I was like, who the fuck's playing with this shit?
Me, motherfucker.
I stand corrected.
But moving on, though, man. This will be really, really short because, yeah, Sony is apparently shutting down production of physical Vita games. Do you think this is the end somewhat of handhelds that are not Nintendo? Because Nintendo handhelds should be a fucking thing of its own.
And when was the start?
Well, no, oh, okay, don't say that because,
dude, like, okay,
Atari
the PSP
Lynx
came out. Look, the PSP came out, and that was revolutionary. No one's ever seen the idea of something basically playing PS1, PS2 games in handheld. No one's ever seen anything like that. The problem with Sony is they're willing to do cool stuff, but they never commit. The PSP was good, and then they did 40 iterations because that's Sony. But then when they like, let's do the PS Vita, they just forgot about it. The reason the Vita died wasn't because no one was interested in it, it's because Sony stopped caring.
Okay. I see what you mean by that sense. I kind of agree with you. But I do think that, you know, you say like, oh, it's always been dead. Nah, man. I mean, Sega had their own. I forgot what. Okay, honestly, I forgot what it's called, but only because I got lashed in my mind right now. Normally, I would fucking remember. It's like, fuck
no, I won't believe you for that. I just find it funny. It's like, yeah, man. When Sony had their thing, whatever the fuck it was called.
Well, I mean, even and I know these are shitty now, but at the time, Tiger Electronics stuff, so those watches, those were a big fucking deal. And then when it came out, those like little like licensed versions, like Donkey Kong, Mario, Sonic, all that shit too, those were cool too. And those were the first times we even got to see Mario and Sonic in the same platform together as well. So that was kind of a cool thing. And honestly, Atari, the Atari Lynx, or whatever the fuck that was, the handheld version of that, when you played the X-Men games on it and everything, those were fucking amazing. And the sound was great. The battery was shit, but I mean, the actual gameplay was better than anything out at the time. I think, you know, I ain't playing no fighting games on Game Boy fucking Classic or Game Boy Color. So
those were expensive to make, and they didn't make a lot of money, so they eventually just burnt out. And the thing is that Nintendo's willing to, even if like the only time I've ever seen them give up on a product is the Wii U. It's the only time I've ever seen them give up on a product, even with the GameCube, even with the 64, even with every single thing else. They keep supporting it as long as people are willing to, you know, buy and stick with it. The thing about Sony, Sony is willing to do the crazy ideas, but they'll never ever commit to anything. PlayStation All-Stars could have been something, but they never committed to it. They're like, hey, let's do this. What, everyone hates it? Okay, let's never try this again.
Yeah, and God, that frustrates me too because that game was great. Moving on, I do think that like when I say that, you know, this could be the end of the handheld market, I mean in the sense of like shelf space in video game stores. I mean, GameSpot or GameStop might be down the shitter soon. I mean, honestly, I'm like counting down the days, like slowly. I think that
it'll be a sad day, at least personally for me, if there's no longer like a EB Games or GameStop, because I like walking around. You know, I get stuff from there every now and then, and I like walking around seeing the video game stuff. Like,
exactly.
It'll be a sad day, but it's like, honestly, to a certain degree, it's like there's so many better deals elsewhere besides GameStop, and GameStop never has good deals anyway. So it's like my wallet will be a little happier.
So the question is, should I buy the Vita now that it's going out of production?
Probably.
If it was Trey here, he would tell you yeah, or buy another PSP because it's great for modding. But that's really the only reason you need to.
Okay.
Yeah, or do what Raheem's doing and just get PSP to watch as gross shit as you possibly can on there, and no one can see it.
hey, I used to steal my sister's PSP for that exact reason.
Oh man, and that's why she's into it. So anyways, I'm moving on. I'm fucked up, but
You're fucked up. I stole it.
I'm glad. I'm happy. But here's the thing, though, Mr. Allen. Shake Zine. I remember your last name again. See how good I am? I'm still remembering that shit, sir. It's time for that flex and chill. Woo! I was gonna sing that song, but I don't know the fucking words. But anyways, woo! It's time for that flex and chill. We are here about to do some reviews and stuff like that. Now, Alan's over there taking his clothes off, getting naked.
No, I'm always ready.
Oh, there he goes. Look at how sexy he looks. All that red. But
I've been telling me he looks good in red all this time.
I know. Here's the thing. I don't know where to start off with. I guess I'll start off with the thing that we have all seen and that we're all, I guess, somewhat, you know, in agreement that it's good. Now, we've had Alan's opinion on this movie before, and he's talked shit about it. Because of the main character, which the main character, that's what he does. So like when you say, "Oh, I hate all the fucking jokes," it's like it makes sense. But yes, Deadpool, and Deadpool 2 is coming out this week too. We're gonna be watching that. Ganja, are you gonna be watching that pretty soon?
Fuck yeah, I'm gonna go see that shit. I'm gonna be looking for tickets probably for either Thursday or Friday.
Okay,
Same.
sweet. How about you? Oh yeah, same thing.
Yep.
Yeah, nice. So just to kind of reiterate how we feel about them, we did watch again this last week on the After Hours. I thought, hey, you know what, man? Let's actually go in here and review the first movie again and see where we are now that we've seen it a few times. So, Alan, I'm gonna start with you. Did your opinion change at all with Deadpool?
A little bit. I think that the first time I saw it, I was not a huge fan of the action scenes, but then rewatching it, I'm like, okay, you know what? Actually, a lot of the action scenes, especially some of the hallway stuff, was a bit more choreographed, and it wasn't just cringy as far as the overall movie than the first time I saw it, because it's like, oh, okay, I get to kind of see it. But some of my problems still stuck out. I hate when the movie's doing its typical superhero stuff of the origin and all that stuff, I really like it. But when the movie feels the need to be funny, like him looking towards the camera, or him just doing his references, or him doing this kind of bullshit, I really feel that that's where the movie just kind of falls apart for me. Where it's like it feels like it's trying so hard to be funny, and I kind of don't like that stuff. But when it's doing its regular superhero stuff, and when it has a moment of seriousness, when him and when he's getting his powers and he's like pinned to the fucking ground and it's bent over and everyone's dying around him and he can't, like, that moment to me I really enjoy, because it's like, okay, you're actually doing something cool with this character and you're going really like balls to the wall with how much he can heal, where he can basically not be killed. I love that shit, but one of my biggest problems is I think the comedy here is just not that good.
Yeah, I mean, and once again, it's suggestive in the sense of like, yeah, he doesn't like your faces. I know God is laughing because I said that shit earlier. Wrong.
He means subjective, guys.
Oh shit! I've been trying to say it.
Suggestive means that at some point some woman showed her ass.
Oh, dude, I've been trying to say this shit. No wonder it sounds weird coming out of my mouth. I meant to say subjective.
It does sound weird coming out.
Yeah, I kind of was just waiting for you just to eventually be like, "What the fuck was that word?" I've been trying. I wanted to correct you, but I figured I'd let you burn first.
Hey man, Danish. Remember that. Never forget the breakfast.
Wait, God Danish.
You damn right.
Yeah, no, I meant to say that shit, bitch. Okay, but anyways.
Never forget the holy breakfast.
God, fuck you. Anyways, people. Good lord, this son of a bitch fucking with me. Ganja, what do you feel about Deadpool? I don't know if you watched it a lot last week, but I mean...
I watched that movie so much I can just probably review it too off the top of the head.
Okay, so, yeah, I mean, is it still as good as it was when you first saw it, or has it gotten over you?
The jokes, because I've seen it so many times. My brother's a huge fan of Deadpool, so I've watched this movie like maybe 5 or 6 times. So, like... when it comes to jokes that are just constantly redone because you've overwatched the film or you know it's coming up with certain stand-ups, it's kind of takes the magic out of it and it just becomes a chore. So, like, one of my first initial reaction, I laughed my ass off. I thought the humor was on point. Alan, I don't think you get the humor that's going for this show.
I don't like the humor at all.
I really don't, because like at some points, like there was a joke that was really well timed within the realm of the actual universe that it's in, and you would just discard like, oh, that was fucking dumb. So I think it's just you're feeling with the humor. But I think it's all well placed within the character and what the universe is actually trying to portray. I don't ever feel like it pulls me out of the universe of Deadpool or pulls me out of the seriousness or the fact that he's trying to get certain things accomplished. I think it's more of the kind of like the real dark type of humor of somebody who's lived the life of just a, because it mentions in Deadpool like he was kind of a son of a bitch before he started trying to change his way and become more of a great type of personality. And I like that idea of this guy's still a complete fucking dickhead, but because he's trying to do somewhat of the good things and he's trying to be a quote-unquote anti-hero. He says not a hero, but he knows what he's doing. And I think that adds to his character because it separates him from all the goody two-shoes, especially when he plays off of Colossus, who's just completely a really good 100% hero. And I think those two dynamics work well within this movie. And I like the zaniness and the craziness of it because that's how Deadpool is. Most of his comics and most of his iterations are that type of humor and type of that what kind of crazy vibe. So unless he's partnered with somebody, that's what you're gonna get out of a Deadpool product. And I was really happy to see that.
Yeah. Now, for me, I tell y'all when I first saw this movie, I was like, dude, this is one of the most non-spoilery fucking movies of all time. The best thing as far as when it comes to the ending of this movie is that it led to a spoiler show with Will, which is the most with Will Valley on DoubleToast.com. It was one of the biggest reviews, one of the biggest inside jokes we've ever had. Where I mean, the show wasn't even fucking uploaded to the site. And I was like, you know what? Like, when that happened, I was frustrated because that happened. Because I was like, why do people care about spoilers? Because this movie has the most generic default, I mean, like, by the book, by the numbers, fucking ending of all time. I mean, it's like, this movie's ending is so fucking basic. It shouldn't have even had an ending. It should have just been jokes, and then that's it. I mean, it was ridiculous. The only thing I was kind of like looking forward to seeing is like it would have been so funny if she thinks he's too ugly and she can't be with him, the girlfriend. What's her name, Victoria or something like that, or what? Yeah, that would have been kind of funny. That the villain was terrible. You barely see the fucking villain. The reasonings for making Deadpool kind of like the victim in this whole situation were really lame fucking reasons. And I know it's a comedy, but it's like all this blood, guts, and gore, and all this crazy shit happening, and then this world that's connected to with the X-Force. There are so many things you could have done, and you didn't do fucking any of them. And it drove me nuts because as a writer, this movie is empty as fuck. And the jokes, the reference jokes, are jokes that I think, honestly, me, Alan, and Ganja can make. I'd rather just watch us do a fucking movie than go, pay money at a fucking box office and see, this guy do lame-ass jokes that literally our YouTube chat does. You know what I mean? Right. Like, this is not special shit. It's not clever. Even I was watching a trailer for Deadpool 2 today, and, like, he calls Cable Thanos. And it's like, okay, like, really? That's the easiest fucking joke you can go for. Oh, Josh Brolin, Thanos. Ha ha ha. Fucking stupid.
Well, that's the point of it's aware humor, though. Like, it's not lazy in the sense that, oh, we're just pointing out stuff within the series. It's actually trying to pull into the universe that this character is self-aware to the universe around him, and he knows he's in a comic book story. And that's why he pokes fun at a lot of the stuff and mentions the universe.
Yeah, and that's to a point where it's like, if he did a little bit, it'd be okay, at least do something with it. But it becomes a part where he literally just says, like, the topic of the joke instead of actually telling a joke. Like, for instance, let's say me and you were telling jokes, right? And people said that me and you are great knock-knock jokes. What if I just said, hey, Ganja, great knock-knock joke? It's like, well, that's not a joke. You just said what the joke is. Like, you need to put more into it. Like, there'll be a time where Ryan Reynolds just says DC or DC Universe. Or even in the first movie of Deadpool, he says, hey, make sure that the suit's not green. Okay,
yeah,
I get it.
Yeah, reference to the fact that it's referencing another product. It's not so much a joke of, hey, make sure I don't look fat or pregnant or have breasts. It's like, oh, hey, remember that this actor, was in another movie? Ha ha ha, that's so funny. Or, hey, you're so dark, you're from the DCU. I'm a Marvel hero referencing the DCU. To me, that's really fucking lame.
Yeah,
like, you're referencing another movie universe. So fucking what?
Yeah,
and I think y'all, it's because it's doing that reference humor because that's the point of the Deadpool character. He realizes what the universe he's in, and a lot of people don't like reference humor. But the thing is, do you like a lot of reviewers? Because that's kind of what they do to a certain extent. Whereas he's doing a third-person analogy of the Marvel universe, and I think that's from Ryan Reynolds as being a charismatic and a likable guy. I think he delivers well. I think if it was somebody else, it wouldn't fucking hold well.
No, I'll tell
you're
you
probably right that he has comedic timing, but the whole thing is we're in universe right now. We're in movie. We're watching Deadpool do his thing. If you want to be the most cynical person on earth, to be like, well, everything is fake anyway. No, but the point of a movie is to kind of immerse you and take you out of your world for a second and put you in Deadpool's world.
Well, that's not what Deadpool's about. That's your
the thing. That's why I fucking hate Deadpool, because his entire thing is I'm not gonna make a joke. I'm gonna reference to something, and because of the medium I'm in, that's funny. Like when you watch a review, the person is talking, the person is explaining to you this kind of thing, and when they do their reference thing, it's because of that review.
That's what I'm saying. It's more lazy because they're not actually taking part in the action.
It's not more lazy. This is more lazy because the only reason it's funny is because he's a Marvel hero.
Well, it's more funny because he's taking action within the universe. Like there were some jokes
that's the only reason it's funny though. That joke is lame on its own.
It's lame on its own, but you're not giving it the context which the joke works, and jokes need context, and they are not funny, sir.
You can not necessarily. You do definitely a lot of like knock joke for the most part don't require context all around you. You just say the joke.
All right, take rid of the knock. You don't have no context to that punchline.
You do have a knock joke. Bash, motherfucker.
That don't work at all, but okay.
The only reason that joke is funny. The only reason that joke is funny is because we're in a movie. If that joke was just randomly said, if I just said, "Yo, Nick, calm down, Thanos," that makes no fucking sense, and that is not funny. That's only funny because it's Deadpool in the Marvel fucking universe type thing, referencing something outside of it.
That's the point of the movie.
It's lazy on its own. That's what I'm saying. The only reason it's funny is because of that.
Gotcha. Like
that was No, sorry.
It's not supposed to be taken on its own. That's the point of it. That's why you have these ensemble characters with him. That's
if it
why
was a documentary, that joke would have been lame.
Okay, it's not a documentary though. Like you're comparing it to other genres that is not.
Yeah, because that's the thing I was trying to get here and say is like, because Ganja said this thing, and I will be careful the way we say this to each other. Where it's like, well, actually, you don't get it, or you do whatever. Because like, here's the thing. Alan, I'm pretty sure knows that it's a reference movie, and I'm very much aware too because I had to take off my own points of criticism where I'm like, oh, I don't think they're funny. Maybe it's just not for me because that's the character. So it's like if I'm going into this movie and I'm gonna start complaining about who the character is, then why the fuck did I go see it in the first place? You know what I mean? But then I know what you mean. I mean, because we're reviewing it, so it's like technically I don't have a choice. I mean, I got reviewed it for what I like, but at the same time, it's like recommendation wise, I can't say like this got a bad rating on the side here with our numbers and everything, our rating choices because I just didn't like him because when Nick fucking hates things, you know. But at the same time, though, I'll show a reference where over here, this is in the trailer, he makes a reference to Freddy Krueger. Or not him, TJ. What's his name? TJ Miller.
TJ Miller, yeah, you got it.
He makes a reference to Freddy Krueger where it's like, yo, your face looks like Freddy Krueger. Fuck the fuck.
Oh, yeah, topographical map of Utah.
Yeah, and it's like, when that happened, I was like, okay, that's a reference, but that was a funny-ass reference because he does look burnt, and there's more to the joke. And
it doesn't take you outside the universe. Like that's actually my favorite joke in there. Every time I hear it, I chuckle to myself because I'm like, that's so specific and it's so fucking funny. But it doesn't take you out of the fucking movie. Referencing the fact that it's another comic book property does take you out of the fucking movie.
Yeah, because I mean, like I said, there are some jokes that are funny. I like the production stuff. Like when the credits started, they're making a bunch of inside jokes in the credits. I was laughing at all those credits. That was fucking hilarious. You know, I was like, okay, I don't think about that. But
I thought that they were lame, honestly.
Yeah, but man, people are on Ganja's side like a motherfucker.
Damn right.
Of course they are. Everyone in the chat. Like again, I don't want people to think I hate this fucking movie. I don't actually. I hate the comedy, but if I were to give it a rating, I do think that this is legitimately a good movie. It's just the comedy parts of it that are half the fucking character are just not that good. There are some comedy that's fine, but I think most of it just doesn't work because it completely is reliant on you thinking that this is so fucking funny that this character is referencing something outside of a universe he shouldn't know existed. If you don't think that that's funny, which, again, I'm sure there are people out there, that is it. The comedy just fails for the most part. There are some funny jokes. The topographical map of Utah gets me every time. The fucking Zamboni joke is fucking hilarious. Yeah. You're about to get killed by a fucking Zamboni. That is funny. The action scenes are pretty well choreographed for the most part. I think some of the sword fighting is a little bit lame, but they're probably going to make that better in the second one. Yeah. But I do like a lot of the action in this, and I do like the progression. It's a simple story. It's not trying to be grandiose. It's trying to be simple, and I think that really works for the movie. So if I'm going to give it a rating, on ours, I'd say it's a rent. I don't think it's worth full price, but if a friend of yours rented it from a fucking whatever, and y'all just watch it, you'll have a great time with it.
Yeah, and I agree. I mean, this is definitely a rented for me because, yeah, this movie is very much rewatchable because you want to catch the jokes that he makes, you want to catch the references. But I will say, one thing that I'm scared of with this Deadpool 2 movie is that some of these jokes with the fucking lameness of it, in the trailer, I've caught, for the trailer of Part 2, I've caught 5 really like super easy. Like there's a part where they literally call themselves out and say that's lazy writing. I'm like, well, you're a big fucking movie. Write better. Yeah. Like lazy
there are some
writing?
jokes there that work though. I love the Peter joke. That is my favorite joke in the entire trailer. Of, hey, I just showed up. Can I have a job? And he's like, sure.
Yeah, and it's funny as shit. But I mean, Ganja, for Deadpool, your full rating, and let's not argue with him. You can have the last word on what you feel about us and what we gave it. Go ahead.
Y'all wrong. Buy it.
You motherfucker.
No, I just feel like it's a different type of humor here that's at play, because I like reference humor, especially when it's in the context of the movie. Like, I love Ferris Bueller Days Off because he does that throughout the movie. He looks at the audience and he projects like, yo, this is going to be something crazy. Watch this shit. And I like that because it makes me more involved in the movie. And especially if the character knows this is an exaggerated world, I feel even more into it because even the character's taking this world for a ride. So I'm going to take it for a ride as well and not take everything too seriously and not the serious moments as like a drama or a real serious comic book movie, which is kind of why I like that Deadpool pokes fun at DC, because it's the complete opposite side of the coin. It's to be referenced, it's supposed to know what it is, and it's supposed to make fun of it. And I kind of like that humor with certain things, especially when it goes to the point of being kind of gorish and kind of like being a little bit, I guess you kind of cynical in their humor, because he's kind of is a little bit of an asshole about the properties that he deals with and making reference to other products to the point that they had to cut a Disney joke because it might have gone too far and made Disney mad. And I like that, having a superhero character within the Marvel Universe that can push it up to that point, because we really don't have heroes like that are for the exaggerated and the comedic. And we don't have villains like that either. So this is kind of for a niche market that doesn't exist. And it's for me, and I kind of like it. So I give it a buy if you're a fan of Deadpool, reference humor, and a lot of like, I guess you would say kind of very dark humor, because this movie goes dark. How when the two characters meet, it's just telling them about their worst child abuse stories, and that's how they fall in love. And I kind of like that because it shows how much of a destructive people, and how sometimes being like broken people kind of unites you in certain fucked up ways. And it just works out for them, and it kind of goes to the character's personality as a crazy-ass Deadpool. So go check out it. And the sequel, I'm a little iffy with the trailer. Like you guys said, there are some jokes that are kind of like, this is kind of like a sequel joke. Like, why? But I'm still going to give it a chance, and I'm still going to watch it. So buy it, and go check out Deadpool 2.
Yeah. Now, here's the thing, though. We're going to move on to something else. No, I actually got a picture of Alan during the after-hour party, and here he is. Yeah, here he is right here.
I wish you could Photoshop a bird on him.
Dude, I really want to. Man. Okay, so here's the thing, folks. Last week, we're doing this new thing with the after hours, and I don't have anything planned yet. We'll talk about that on Saturday. But the thing is I want to be doing these things where we go back and box office, the box office of yesteryear. You know what I mean? We look at other months, years ago for the box office. Wow, it's really hard to actually fucking explain this.
Sound it out, baby. Sound it out.
It's okay. Just rub my back and rub my shoulders, make me feel really nice and non-nervous. Oh.
No wonder Ganja liked Deadpool.
I like how Ganja like ripped his hand away. Like, fuck that shit, not me, not again.
Hey, I still gotta laugh though, don't you see?
You gotta go wash your hand, brother.
And you got a joke off of it.
Oh, look at that reference. Woo! No, anyway, so here's the thing. Actually, this was me right now too. I was making that face, and Ganja was helping me out there. But Mr. Morgan Freeman with his O face or his face. We were. Last week, it was literally a 20th anniversary of when Deep Impact came out from 1998. You guys are laughing already. It's weird that it's been that long, by the way, because it makes me feel really old. I really hate that sometimes, where there's a movie that's still in a movie theater, and I'm like, oh shit, it's 15 years old, it's 20 years old. Like, I feel terrible. But the thing is, though, it's been 20 years, and I thought I'd put that in there. And luckily, I was so surprised. I was supposed to be a joke, but everybody voted for it. And Alan was pissed. Alan was so fucking mad, to the point where we kept making polls throughout our viewing party to switch the movie out every fucking 20 minutes.
I saw Democracy die at the MCA After Hours.
Oh, man. I mean, people were so fucking mad. And Alan, was kind of losing in that front.
Who the fuck?
The only reason they voted for it is because how much I hate that fucking movie.
Oh, no, fuck that. Who are the two assholes that kept voting Black Panther and fuck? What was the other movie they voted to?
It was Predator, I think, wasn't it?
Yeah,
Who
Iron
the
Man 3.
fuck?
It was Iron Man 3. Iron Man 3 actually won, y'all.
Like, y'all are some dickheads.
Okay, let's not say that was a win, because at that point there was 25 votes.
25 people voted for that movie. I'm just saying.
That's a bullshit because there's only at max we had in there 15 people max, and that wasn't even when the vote was happening. That was over the course of the entire night. The people just randomly coming in and leaving.
Motherfuckers be stealing votes and shit.
Yeah, but no, man. I will say though, like when it came to that viewing party, though, I wasn't really expecting people to really want to watch this, and we watched it, and the thing is, like I said, I put that out there for a joke. I didn't really actually want to watch the movie because I really don't like this fucking movie. And goddamn, watching it again, I fucking hate this movie. I really do. This movie is shit. It's fucking. Oh really? Because
weren't you telling me, oh, it's such a good movie. It's enjoyable. It's just as good as Armageddon.
Well, here's the thing, man. I don't think it's as good as Armageddon now that I've seen it, but at the time, I did think this was kind of cool at the time. I mean, dude, things change, man. You know, I like my disaster movies. You guys were making fun of me earlier for Geostorm.
Hey, I like disaster movies too. Twister is a good movie. Armageddon is a pretty good movie. This is not a good movie.
Yeah, man, and I gotta tell you, like, the thing about this movie is that it's so fucking slow. It did that thing that Titanic did where the trailer is amazing. The trailer is like, look at all this crazy shit, all the chaos. There's gonna be a fucking asteroid coming. And it's so fucking goddamn boring until the last 10 minutes. It's really bad. I fucking hate the characters in this movie. I fucking hate Morgan Freeman. I fucking hate how the main characters literally walked up to the fucking beach and then died, kind of like Rogue One in a way, now that I'm thinking about it.
Yeah, it's basically the same ending as Rogue One.
Yeah.
She, instead of running away or trying to get to, it's like, hey, Dad, I was kind of a shitty kid. Yeah, it's okay, honey. Let's just die together.
I was hoping one of y'all picked up on that shit.
Yeah.
I didn't think of it until you just said it, but I'm like, yeah, that's basically how Rogue One ends.
Bravo, Nick Diaz. Bravo.
Yeah, thank you. No, this is fucking terrible. And, like, you know, even Showing Earth looks fucking fake in this. It's a very dated film. But goddamn, it's like people really talked good about this, and this made its money. I mean, I did some research on this. This did actually pretty good at the time. What the fuck were we thinking? I mean,
easy. It was a disaster movie in the 90s. We're chock full of disaster movies. But this movie was coming right at the end of it because as soon as the 90s were over, we really didn't do that anymore. But the thing about Deep Impact is because no one's, like, if you look up asteroid or you know, again, meteorites hitting the Earth movies, not a lot of it, so people just love that idea. But it's just, honestly, this feels like a lame ripoff, or it feels like Armageddon is a parody of this exact movie because it's almost the same plot. Asteroid's about to attack Earth. We're going to get a bunch of people to go there to blow it up. But this movie is so painfully dull and boring, and the resolution is so laughable that we watched this in my science class. I literally stood up and go, this was the biggest waste of our goddamn time. And I got kicked out of class, but I was looking to leave that.
And in case you guys are wondering, by the way, too, I went to Box Office Mojo, and let me see if I can pull this up really quick just so you guys can see this fucking thing. Yeah,
very trusted website, by the way.
Say what?
Very website, by the way.
Thank you very much. No, but $75 million was the budget of this, and this made $140,000. 140 million. My bad. 140 million.
Okay, in the 90s, that was good. That was really good.
Yeah, that's very good. So it was like, yeah, it made its money back in a sense. Well, I mean, then again, I mean, judging by what we said earlier, of like, I forgot what we were arguing about earlier.
Yeah, it was a Geostorm, but that's kind of like more of a movie that came out last year and with advertising. Like back in the 90s, like 75 million is a lot of money, and 140, it's like it's not like a rollicking success, but it still did okay.
Yeah. Exactly, and then, you know, one thing to consider over here too is like that foreign, the total lifetime grosses, 209 million additional. So yeah, man, I mean that's pretty good for this movie. So it did good at the time. But I'm thinking like, damn, is this something that's gonna happen all the time with us, or we're gonna always say, oh, this movie's great and it's gonna make a shit ton of money until 10 years later? I mean, it makes me wonder. How long until I think Iron Man sucks? How long until I think Black Panther was complete and utter trash? I mean, you know it's not going to date well either because of how bad the CGI effects are.
How long has it been since you watched Toy Soldiers?
Oh, Small Soldiers?
So, yeah, Small Soldiers, my bad.
Actually, I watched it 3 months ago and I loved it.
Really?
Yeah. There are some movies that'll hold up. I think the Rocky movies, for me personally, will always hold up.
Yeah.
I mean, I actually got into a rabbit hole watching Rocky 6 last night. So,
yeah.
And that movie came out like not as long as this one, but that movie came out like 12 years ago. So like, I think there's certain movies that will always kind of hold up because they were never trying to be the product then. Like this was trying to be the biggest budgeted movie at the time, and it just never holds up. Something I personally loved, The Matrix 1. But it's kind of dated, especially when one of the characters goes, "The height of human society, 1999."
Yeah.
And it's like, we're like 20 years past that, buddy.
Yeah, and like over here, really quick, I just wanted to show some YouTube chat love because, yeah, Red Robot King Raheem, he said next year we should talk about The Haunting, Blair Witch Project, Sixth Sense, Stir of Echoes, Stigmata, House on Haunted Hill, Sleepy Hollow, and End of Days.
I don't like how he had that list so readily available.
Yeah.
Yeah, did he take over Gary for a second? Because half those are horror movies.
Oh yeah, but a lot of them were good. End of Days
I'm
is
not
amazing.
watching Sleepy Hollow again. Not because I hate that movie, but because that movie still haunts me to this day.
Damn, really? I'm very surprised.
My sister used to work at Blockbuster back when I was a kid. Yeah, people worked at
That's fucking
Blockbuster at some
scary
point.
as shit.
I know, that's
And
foreshadowing.
the thing is, she's one of those people where horror movies never like would scare her. Like she was one of those people that like I guess she had no sense of disbelief. So anytime she would watch a horror movie, she'd get bored or fall asleep to it. But I'm like, 10, 11 years old watching these fucking horror movies, and I saw like Sleepy Hollow, Deep Blue Sea, Chucky, Final Destination, all in like a year time.
Oh, and they scared the shit out of you.
Scared the fuck out of me, man. I could, man. There's some of those movies I can't watch again because
You
of
can
that
never
shit.
look at Christopher Walken's mouth ever the game.
Yeah.
I don't know.
You remember that scene, Christopher Walken, when he just turns
The
into a
end of the
devil?
movie, you mean?
Yeah.
No, I honestly don't. But like, that's the thing, though, man. It's like these fucking movies. I like how after so long they get, or I don't like it. I'm saying I like it. I don't like it. I hate when fucking movies I used to think that were okay turn out bad because of just fucking age. And this movie did not age well at all. But Ganja, I mean, do you remember anything about Deep Impact? And did you watch it a lot?
I watched Impact with my dad a lot because he was into these like kind of Armageddon films. He liked the big special effects and the whole idea of people trying to survive something bigger than themselves. So I watched a lot of these films. Like he brought up Dante's Peak and Volcano in 1997. I've seen those films. It's all trash, but I've seen them films because of my pops. But like I always liked Armageddon more because it was kind of comedy and it didn't take itself too seriously with the whole topic. And one thing we gotta give up to your boy that makes the Transformer films. He at least is pretty good with cinematography, and that's all Armageddon is cinematography and like great CGI shots and trying to make things make things that are mundane action packed, and he makes to do that with drilling somehow, which is fucking cool. So like he was kind of the best guy to got that. But the thing with this one is they were trying to make it more of a serious with Deep Backpack and make it like this prophesizal movie. That's why they went and got Morgan Freeman, who was kind of I think he was somewhat of a serious actor around this point. Yeah. So they were trying to go for the whole like melodrama. You could go get the comedy with Armageddon, but if you want that grown up shit, you come check out Deep Impact. And it turned out to be the opposite. Grown ups and kids alike love Armageddon.
Exactly, yeah. Like I still remember those trailers too, and that one dude screaming, "Somebody call 911!" That fucking asteroid just like goes right towards him. I love that shit. But
fucking guy, what's his name? Eddie. Oh, what's his last name? Eddie Griffin, is it? Is it?
Eddie Griffin?
Yeah, he's in the movie. Remember, he's one of the dudes that loses his dog.
Oh fuck, I can't remember. It's been a long time since I've seen that shit.
But I think we're getting off hand because we're talking essentially about the entire trailer and everything around the movie. Let's talk about this bullshit of a movie where it's like this woman just spends the main woman we're finding, who I call her Default Shepard from Mass Effect because she has the same fucking haircut, is just meandering along throughout the film. And instead of focusing on the people that are actually going to, do something about it, the astronauts, we focus on this random reporter woman trying to discover some bullshit. And it just meanders along between all of these different characters, but you never get a sense of them. I kind of like Morgan Freeman in a lot of the movies in. He barely does anything in this movie. Nick was right. Like, this is one of the movies he does fucking nothing in. He just looks at the camera and goes, "I am the president." And then, oh my god, so much other BS where, at least in Armageddon, they focused on the people that were going to do their fucking job. So you got a sense of their personality. Yeah, it was kind of dumb watching, Ben Affleck eat crackers off a woman's stomach, but you got to know that he's a hopeless romantic. Like, that gave you something.
That might have been dumb for you, but somebody took it as an idea.
Shut the fuck up.
Sure. Anyway, you get in this movie, you get no sense of anybody except for Frodo, who you follow through most of this fucking movie. And it's just like he's just there to be like, well, this is the helpless civilian just going through trying to live life. It's like it tried to make the movie seem larger than it was, but it just made it so small and boring.
Yeah, man. I mean, I can't honestly add anything else to that in the sense of like, yeah, this was fucking bad. I hate when characters. I mean, I sometimes I argue with you when it comes to certain character deaths and things like that too. When you know that these people are gonna face a big disaster where they're all gonna die, there's no way they're gonna fucking live. I feel not only cheapened out, or cheated out when they lived through it because I'm like, well, what the fuck? But then it's like, yeah, even if they die, you just built this boring character for 2 hours that dies. So
doesn't even try to live. She just says, "Fuck it, I'm gonna sit on a beach and tell my dad I stole from her."
Yeah, I mean, literally walking to the fucking beach in front of the thing. I'm like, I've been following you all movie. What the fuck? Like
the resolution to this movie is one of the things that made me so goddamn mad. Because they're like, this thing is the size of Texas. It is so big. If it crashes into the earth, it'll be apocalyptic worldwide event. Or what extinction level event they keep saying. And then a piece of it breaks off. And then it smashes in. And that's where the boring bitch who fucking, she called Miss Boring Face's mom.
Yeah.
Fucking just crashes. And then she dies. But then the climax happens. And like, yo, we can't get the explosives there. We have no idea. What are we going to do? We're going to crash right into that shit and blow it up because that's how meteors work. And then they vaporize. This little fucking, like, this is the size of this thing, smashes into this huge asteroid the size of Texas and reserves it to dust. And it's like, are you fucking kidding me?
Hey, man,
Are you serious? Even in Armageddon, they mentioned they got to destroy it at a certain place because if they break it apart, it'll fucking still crash into the Earth, so they only have so much time.
And it'll destroy more of Earth, too, because all those pieces are going to just fuck up everywhere, you know, so...
This is the biggest flaw of this movie is when Michael Bay does a better version of your movie. That's how you know you fucked up.
Hey, respect the science a little more.
Yeah, man.
I mean, I'll not go that far, but...
The emotional heft is good. There's parts where even when I was a kid, I cried when I was a kid. It was like, oh, it's fucking sad. You can kill herself.
The daddy!
Yeah, you know, I mean, there's certain things I'm like, I get it.
Sure.
But, yeah, rating-wise, this movie is a fucking avoided, like a hard and avoided. Not a fucking, you know, whatever. Not even to stream it because it's so long. If this movie is a little bit, like, not as long, I'd be like, okay, stream it. No big deal. But it's like, no, it's too long, and you guys literally didn't do anything until the last 10 minutes. I mean, it literally did Rogue fucking One, people. Like, what the fuck? This movie pissed me off while watching it, but then again, I was, you know, fucking around with Alan, making him mad, and it made me feel a lot better. So I really do appreciate, you know.
Only reason.
Yeah, I mean, I will say, this is one of those movies where the after hours made this so much more enjoyable. Because if I was watching by myself, I'm sorry, even for this show, I would have stopped 10 minutes in. I would have been like, I don't think
we would have finished it, honestly, because we were like 20 minutes in. I'm like, hey, guys, if we were watching Deadpool, you'd already be you'd be done through the second action scene by now.
Yeah, man. It's fucking wowness. You know what I mean? But watching movies like this does make me appreciate other films and disaster movies. I have a bigger appreciation for Twister now. I have a bigger appreciation to Into the Storm or Geostorm. You motherfuckers always talk shit about fucking assholes.
Hey, we should watch Geostorm.
I'm down.
I'm not against watching it. I just hate Roland Emmerich, and that movie's probably gonna suck. But it could be kind of okay if it's not boring as fuck like this one.
Yeah, so we'll see.
I'll do that.
He's a bitch.
You sat there like, yo, let's watch Brent, but Geostorm, that's too much for you.
I know that was gonna be terribly funny. Geostorm, I don't know what we're in for.
Hey man, it's Gerard Butler fighting storms. I already signed up for that.
35%, I'll give you that.
But here's the thing, with you remembering DB Patch, and I guess watching most of it last week too, how do you feel about this movie? What would you rate this, Ganja?
I'll give it a buy. I think it was one of the greatest movies to come out in the 90s.
Son of a
I think it was revolutionary with its technology and how it portrayed the space and technology when it comes to respect of NASA authority. I think the way they portrayed NASA, especially when it comes to the command section, was very respectful. You know, they actually got real NASA operators in there.
Okay, no, they didn't, motherfucker.
I wasn't even going to fight him on that.
This movie's trash, man. Just fucking avoid it. What the fuck you want from me, bro? This is only good for the last minute when you get that little special feeling of like, oh, she forgave her dad and they embrace each other in the last moment. And if you're not into that big sloppy moment, you're gonna be like, well, I wasted my time for a character who dies at the end who I didn't even like. So give it an avoid it unless you're really into doing a double feature with asteroid movies. And you got enough alcohol and friends that like you for some reason do this with you. Just go through it. Avoid it or stream it if you want to get fucked up and watch it.
You, Alan, go ahead.
Man,
get him.
The biggest problem I'll ever have with a movie, the single cardinal sin, is boring me. We talked about Resident Evil Final Chapter, and I like that movie because it was always something happening at every single given point. You didn't have enough of a break to realize how bad that movie actually is. The problem with Deep Impact is it takes so long to get there because it's trying to be so quote-unquote scientifically accurate that it's trying so hard to be realistic that it comes across as boring. I'm not saying you can't do realistic and make it work. The Martian proved you can do science and make it fucking interesting as long as you have a charismatic lead. This has nothing. You have Morgan Freeman walking right out of, Wanted, not being interested in anything. Miss Boring Face's mom is the main fucking lead. A bunch of people you don't give a shit about, and the people you should care, the astronauts, they barely get any fucking screen time until the end when they all just die. There is nothing in this fucking movie. Not even the reason you're there is because of the disaster film. You watch something like 2012, The Day After Tomorrow, Geostorm probably, a bunch of the movies you already mentioned. At some point, we get some taste of this thing while we're going through this. It doesn't give you anything until near the end. So honestly, like, it doesn't anger me, But I don't want to give it a fuck it because that's movies I will fight somebody for. This is an avoided. Like a fuck it to me is somewhere if someone told me they like it, I might assault them. But this is like if someone said they like it, I'll yell at them, but I'm not gonna hit them.
I like Assassin's Creed the movie.
You never watched it.
Yeah, well, we know you never watch that shit. But yeah, people, so that's going to be it. Now, with that said, I don't have any announcements for the After Hours viewing party, but I'm pretty sure that Alan and Ganja have something going on planned for the Facebook. So Ganja, take that shit away, sir!
Oh, no, that shit was quick. But, guys, check out the Facebook page every Saturday. Not Saturday, goddamn, that's on the fucking YouTube page. Every Friday on the Facebook page where me and Alan, Birdman, and, of course, Penelope comes by and hangs out with us as well. We do the video game show, review video games, talk about some video game news, or just have overall bullshit conversation with people in the chat. Make sure to come by. We're going to be playing Deadpool to celebrate the movie's release. I think it actually comes out that exact day, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does. Yeah. Or no, Friday, actually. I don't know what the fuck.
Yeah, we do our show Friday, and Deadpool comes out on Friday, so it works out.
So perfect, guys. Make sure to come by and celebrate Deadpool's release by watching us play one of the greatest Deadpool video games we're probably ever going to get, because the studio closed down afterwards. That's why we probably have to find the various means to get this. But, Alan, I think that's all. Do you have anything to tell them maybe about that little Amino page we got going?
Yeah, check out the Amino page. That's where we're going to be posting all the information for various after hours and shows and all that jazz. And check out the chat there that basically goes 24 hours a day of, Max talking about how he got 4 teeth pulled out of his face. Or Eddie, putting his food there, making Nick mad. So,
fucker. Okay, and then
check it out.
Yeah, and then another thing too, community questions. I still got the poster from earlier on the week. If you guys have more community questions, ask them in the community question post. And you can do that, and we can answer them on our shout.
Anyway.
Oh, I love that shit. Like, but anyways, people, that's gonna be basically just about it. So, on the count of Guru, are you ready?
3, 2, 1,
attack the mother effing chair. Where's my shit at? God damn it. Yeah, I said god damn it again. What are you gonna say about that, Conjo, you fucking bitch?
I'm gonna miss it again.